Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and today we're checking out this week's event for Idle Heroes, where unfortunately it seems something I was expecting to be a common new event is actually not going to be, which means the expected 5 months of waiting as a free-to-play player could be 10 months, it could be even longer. So I'm a little bit angry at DHGames for a choice that they've made this week, and I'll be talking about that a little later on. Before I do though, let me remind you about Patreon. It's a way you can support my channel financially and in return get access to premiums on our Discord and Twitch, such as account reviews, which you can join us for on a Tuesday. Just don't forget to sign up on a Tuesday, because a lot of people are like, well, how do I get an account review then? You've got to sign up on our Discord. All the information about how to get access to account reviews and how to sign up can be found in our Discord channel, which you can find in the description. And if you're interested in backing me on Patreon, go ahead and click the link in the corner of the screen. A shout out to Jason Tram this week, who decided to back me on Patreon, so thank you to you, and don't forget to join us on a Tuesday. Anyway folks, let's go check out this week's event for Idle Heroes. So every day for logging in this week, we're going to get mithril pickaxes and a super wishing coin. Of course, super wishing coins can be used in monthly events to get yourself those nice juicy soul symbols, but more importantly, these mithril pickaxes will be used this week to make progress in Sky Labyrinth. Remember, you can only use this week's pickaxes this week, so you can't save them for a future event. Very important. Some people still ask that question. No, guys, the pickaxes are this week only. Anyway, so what exactly have we got here in the value packs? Well, we got 10,000 gems, we got 70 mithril pickaxes, and 200 wishing coins, scaling down from 100 bucks to however much you're willing to spend. This will be different in all countries, of course, depending on what your currency and VAT is, but it's a very standard package, and you probably don't want to buy it because honestly, there's not much reason to go push Sky Labyrinth this week. Skylab is just perfectly normal. If I go here and select Queen, we look at the rewards, and you'll see it is just the usual stuff. The mysterious artifact chest just has melodic strings. There's no gilded purple fan. So if that was an issue to you, well, there you go. It's still the same old, same old. And yeah, there's no bonus currency we're picking up this week. So there's no fancy way to get sublimation, no crazy way to get an artifact other than the usual way. And there's nothing that free-to-play players can really get excited about this week. That's a good thing. That means actually if you're a free-to-play player and you're not too bothered about pushing up to get a 5-star hero chest because maybe you've got too many, maybe you don't want to use any gems at all. We did have last week, which cost us 20,000 gems, and hopefully you were lucky and got some Leviathans. If you didn't, feels bad. You know, I had accounts that didn't either. Don't worry. It happens to the best of us. Me and some of my friends did actually manage to get a few Leviathans on our accounts, though, so that's pretty good. But either way, maybe you do want to save your gems. Maybe it's just not worth wasting 4,000 on Sky Labyrinth. I would certainly just see how far you go with the weekly pickaxes and leave it there. I would not spend my gems. When it comes to the mysterious chests, probably the same thing. Maybe you want to pick up some heroic summon scrolls to help you in Anniversary. The promotion stones are nice. Maybe you want the prophet orbs. But the other stuff, you've really got to ask yourself, is this worth the gems, considering how close Anniversary is now? Last week was different. It had a chance to get us a ton of crazy rewards. We were getting a core if you were lucky. We were getting an artifact if you were lucky. This just doesn't have that same value for your gem currencies. So you really shouldn't be spending your gems this week on anything there either. Now, the Wishing Fountain event, absolutely not worth using, because if you use wishing coins now, you won't have them for a future event, and there are events that will happen in the future that allow you to use wishing coins to get an artifact, sublimation, maybe even a core chest, looking how things have gone. So why on earth would you waste that opportunity by using wishing coins? It just doesn't make any sense. The only thing that really excites me about all these cool events is the Moonlight Gift. This is saying, hey look, go and spend 100 bucks and you will get yourself some extra pickaxes, you'll get wishing coins, you'll get some prism starry gems, you're getting stuff to help you with Almost Workshop by getting exclusive artifacts, you're getting 10,000 gems in total, more wishing coins, 5-star chests, and that 5-star chest actually does contain Geista, so that's actually a pretty solid chest. That'll be very helpful if Geista's Transcendence form is very good, and that's happening next week, so if you want to see my review of that event, hit the subscribe button. And on top of that, we've got 20 cores of Transcendence, you got the pickaxes, you got the glorious relics, you got 500,000 stellar shards, and then double bonuses from Sky Labyrinth. Now, why is all that important? Well, it's because all you have to do is spend 100 bucks. So all of that stuff is basically given to you on top of whatever you buy. Now, most people have two options. If they're a spender, they'll go into the cool events, they'll go take a look at the treasure train package, and they'll spend 100 bucks on treasure coupons. If you want that, go ahead. That's good for you. I personally prefer, because I'm a bit of a bozo who still likes chasing A tiers and S tiers, to go ahead and get Prism Starry Gems. I like these a lot, and of course, if you're like me, maybe you like them too, but it's up to you whether you want to go in the auction house. I will say to you guys, though, the auction house is having an absolute wild time right now. Look at A-tier Vulcans. Just look at that. This will show you how bonkers it's getting, that there is just a market saturation of A-tier copies that it's getting really hard for anyone to sell anything. We've seen this happen in the auction market before, so folks, if you really want to get yourself a Vulcan right now, this is the cheapest they've ever been. I am seriously considering it, and I'm someone that has said for a very long time, I don't like Vulcan that much. So the fact that they're going on here for this cheap, I might even pick one up myself. So yeah. I'm looking at this guy. He's quite nice. I'm looking at that one. Very tempting. So, yeah, maybe a Vulcan is for me. That said, though, maybe not. Either way, let's go and take a look at some of the other stuff for this week. Oh, wait. There's nothing. Now that's a problem. Why? Well, you might remember last Sky Labyrinth, we were given these charm treasure coupons. We could have gotten 6 of them for free just by doing Sky Labyrinth. And it was expected that we would get that as part of a Sky Labyrinth moving forwards, where you would get them every time for the first 6 floors, and they would make treasure train events more common. So people were saving these charms so that we could get a nice big bundle of them to get a ton of rewards in the treasure train. If you want to go see the video where this event was outlined, go ahead and look a month back to my last event review of a Sky Labyrinth event. The fact that this event hasn't returned means we originally thought it was going to take us 5 months to accumulate 30 of the items so that we could get ourselves some different stuff from the treasure train. But if it's not, if it's every other month, that could mean it's going to take us 10 months to accumulate 30. If it's even longer than that, it's going to take us over a year. So potentially, it could have been an amazing thing that DHGames could have done, but instead they just totally forgot or haven't bothered to bring that event back. I expect that's for one of 2 reasons. Either DHGames don't want us to get a lot of treasure train stuff too easily, which would mean they're missing out on a huge opportunity for whales to spend money, and of course they're missing out on an opportunity for free-to-play players to actually engage and get excited about the treasure train. I think this is a mistake. Or because Anniversary is so close, what they want to do, or what they've forgotten to do, is commit all their time to events like this, because let's be honest, last week's event probably took them a lot of effort to set up. This week's event, they were probably just like, look, let's just get something quick and easy out, because we need to focus on Anniversary, because we have less than a month for Anniversary. As well, the developers, they have next week's event to worry about as well, where they're currently heavily programming the new Transcendence version of Geista, so adding a new hero to the game is going to take up a lot of time. There's new art that'll need to happen. They've got skins to release as well, and they're probably going to have to come up with a cool and creative way that this event is going to exist. So that's another load of effort that they're going to have to do on their side. And of course, they're going to have to test Geista and make sure that he actually functionally works, because we've had a lot of disappointing Transcendence releases where they haven't worked quite as intended from the get-go. So hopefully they don't mess that one up. They've got the core to program as well, so there's loads of stuff they've got to worry about. So them coming up with a good event could potentially just be something they forgot to do this week because they're too busy doing other stuff. Now, I hope that that's the situation, and we're going to get more of these charm treasure coupon events in the future. If we don't, I am really angry. So that's my opinion. I'm just a bit upset that we don't have ways to get more of these treasure coupons, and I just wish we did, because it is an absolute letdown that we haven't got this event returning, and I think it's more of a letdown for free-to-play players than it is for anyone else, because this was going to be the one way that free-to-play players were going to be able to get themselves a ton of potential rewards from the treasure train and actually try to get something good so they can compete with other people, because the treasure train bloat is genuinely getting ridiculous, because it takes a very long time to accumulate one opening, and you probably end up with something like this that just ends up being jigsaw pieces. So yeah, sad that DHGames didn't give us an opportunity. Next week, as I said, is going to be the release of Geista, the next Transcendence hero, and that could potentially be good. The hero exchange is looking fantastic. We've got Elena and Jara, so that's good to see. And it's going to be the usual stuff where we've got opportunities to get free rewards if you want to spend. It's a great way to put a ton of starry gems on your account. And I think it being immediately after the auction house drop means a lot of the stuff in the auction house, if there is a great VIP event next week, is going to result in a lot of this stuff getting scooped up pretty quickly. So yeah, if you're looking at those big A tiers on sale, they might not last long. We've seen huge market drops. In fact, There's something as crazy as, look, there's a queen going for less than the average price of an A-. Now, you probably shouldn't pick that up anyway, because let's be honest, queen and Elena, just, they're not good heroes to build at A tier, and there's absolutely no reason to get them. In fact, I'll go ahead and say this, like, there's just absolutely no reason to get an A tier Ailamak either. For some reason, people think Ailamak is a damage dealer. He's not. He's a support hero. Why on earth would you go and stick Giant Killer on this guy? It makes no sense. The guy, if you are going to go ahead and build him and want bonus stats on him, give him, like, Holy Armor, give him Block, give him something that's going to give him survivability, damage reduction, anything. Maybe even Control Precision, right? Because, like, the guy stuns. But why would you put Giant Killer on him? He's not a hero that's a damage dealer. Yes, you put him in a house, but it's to buff his attack so that his shields are better. You don't need an A tier. All you care about is his stats. So if you're looking for a good Ailamak copy, just filter by B+. There you go. Boom. And then filter by attack. And try and find the one with the highest attack you can get for a price that you can afford. There you go, 2,800, boom, 4,700 attack. So yeah, don't be a fool, don't get an A-tier Ailamak. Absolute waste of starry gems. Honestly, you see these people that go out there and they buy a ton of A-tier heroes. Like, let's say you got a Halora, you got an Ailamak. Why not just use the price of those two heroes and get yourself something insane? S-tiers are bonkers right now. If I remove the Ailamak price, S-tiers destroy for 50,000. So the fact that they're currently almost hitting the flat line, look, there's an Asmodel, 50,000 bidding price. So that's pretty much, you could destroy that guy for contract story gems at the price you buy him for. Now, is that Asmodel even going to sell? Absolutely not. There's only one person in the world that I know that wants an S-tier Asmodel, and that's this guy. So yeah, hopefully the VIP event next week ends up being pretty good. And there's going to be a lot of people cashing in story gems and lapping up all these lovely deals we've got right now. But as for this week, just spend $100 if you want those story gems, because the Moonlight gift is actually pretty good. If you're a free-to-play player, really just fall asleep at the wheel this week and just wait quietly for next week's event, which will release a brand new Transcendence hero, which could potentially change the game as we know it. Ailamak definitely did. The shields he gives are ridiculous. I hope Geaster's a good support hero. If he ends up being a major damage dealer, like the next Vulcan, can't deal. Don't need that right now. I just wait for anniversary before you give us anything godly. I just need a little bit of time. I've already got, like, 0 soul symbols. It's a bit of a problem, right? I don't need to have to change my account again. Anyway, folks, I'll see you next time. Have a good week. If you want to subscribe for more event reviews, please do. And don't forget, if you want, back me on Patreon. Until next time, have a good week. And of course, happy idling.